Hello everyone, welcome to another installment in First Impressions, and today we are going to be looking at the new Jinjer release that happened today as of this recording. And Jinjer is a Ukrainian prog metalcore death metal groove metal band formed in 2009, and Macro is the band's fourth studio album, and this is a release that came after the EP Micro that dropped earlier, which that EP acted as a teaser for what is to come. And if you want to see that review will be linked at the end of this video. Now, what the vocalist said about this album is, how many times have we reacted harshly to something just because we simply do not understand it? It seems like there's an innate human trait in all of us. When there is something unknown or unfamiliar, that we tend to question the substance and to attack and finally to destroy it. Just like primitive apes, but when it strikes back, it might be too much to bear. Every action causes a reaction. Judgment and punishment is a reaction, which is a reference to the track. Keep that in mind. Now, before we get into the review itself, we're going to go ahead and talk about the artwork. The album cover appears to be a sorcerer soaring up what looks to be a spirit bomb, or a ball of electricity over water with a star around it. Perhaps the ball is causing the storm. However, there's another interpretation from someone that I'd like to mention. This person told me that it reminds them along the lines of some cosmic horror Lovecraftian artwork. However, it is a pretty badass graphic novel-like cover that I'm going to go ahead and give a 10 out of 10 to. Now, as always, the artwork part is just for fun, does not reflect my overall enjoyment of the music. Now, getting to the songs itself, we opened up the album with On the Top, and I do love those riffs, and the intro does lead in well. The soft bridge is definitely the highlight of the song, though the song does kind of drag on a little too long, I would say. And then we have the Pit of Consciousness. Those fills in this track are really great. The heavy percussion is here, and it's really good. I feel like the clean singing bit could have used a more melodic instrumental, as the drop after it goes back into the screaming bit doesn't really have any sort of weight. And then towards the end of actually for a few moments in the song, this song is very chug-like in its riffs. We then go on to the third song, Judgment and Punishment, which has this strong bass rhythm and in the reggae bits, and I just love the reggae part of the song. It throws you for a loop and makes the drop unexpected. It also adds quite a bit of replayability in the song, in my opinion. Then we have the fourth song, Retrospection, which has a pretty bass opening, and the sound is really punchy. Some of the fills I feel don't quite work here, in my opinion, and the bass is definitely the highlight of this track instrumentally. We have, after that, Pausing Death. This soft moment in the song is just absolutely fantastic. The fast drums bits do feel kind of like they're sort of dragging a little bit, or like they're slightly falling behind and are trying to keep up. That's just sort of my impression of those little bits that they do in the song. And then we have the sixth track, Noah, which kind of did fade into the background for me. However, there is a strong vocal performance here. We have the seventh track, Home Back, which has a really fun intro groove. And the melodic bits here are great, and the lyrics here are great here too. The drop hits really well too, and those gutturals are really sick at the end. The Prophecy is another song that, in my opinion, just kind of faded in the background for me. And then we have the album closer, Lanidad. The intro reminds me of these sort of interlude track, The Answer You Could Have from Dazzle Vision. This is a strong change of pace. It has the right ambience and the atmosphere, and the progression is soft and pretty. And the ending with a fading out like a wave in the tide works as well too. Now, my overall thoughts is the vocal performance from Tatiana Shemayuk is simply amazing, and it definitely is what carries this album. The instruments really shine in the melodic moments, but for the most part, the aggressive sections are kind of inconsistent. Like sometimes they are like really good, and I can really enjoy it, but other times it can just sort of blend together. And then the drumming I also found to be a little inconsistent. The fills on parts can be good. However, when they are sold for fast progression, sometimes they sound pretty solid. Other times it sounds like they're dragging and they're kind of struggling to keep up pace. There's also moments here where Tatiana is doing growling over moments where the drums are soloed, and in my opinion, those elements did kind of clash for me in a not a good way. Now, I do feel this album was a slight improvement over the EP. However, I do feel like there are some issues here. It's not a bad album by any means. I know a lot of people are probably having this as one of their album of the year contenders. So I can say that I do like it. However, I don't think I liked it as much as those people did. Which, hey, more power to you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the Micro EP by Jinjer an overall score of 6.5 out of 10. Giving it a tier of good. My favorite tracks on here were Judgment and Punishment, Retrospection, and Home Back, and Lenny Up. What did you think of this new Jinjer album? Did you love it or did you hate it? And is it your album of the year? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I would like to thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this video. And I hope you all have a great